Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Steffi, Steffi is a lot, okay? She's a lot. She is extremely pushy. She can be um, a bully at times, and she can just straight up be annoying. I have so many issues with this scene between Steffi and Ridge. And all of it doesn't fall on Steffi. Okay? That's just who she is. Love her or hate her, that's who she is. She's a person that she even said yesterday, I'm not gonna let up, I'm gonna keep going. Okay? I don't care about your relationship with Brooke. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about her feelings. This is what I want to say, this is what I want, and I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna stop me. That's who Steffi is. But you know what? In all reality, that conversation would have been moved if Ridge would have put down his foot and just stopped the whole conversation. If he would have been, I forgot the name of the analogy, but if he would have literally just put down his foot and told her, "Listen, I'm married to Brooke. I'm in love with Brooke. That's my wife." End of discussion. And he would have been firm about it. Yeah, that's it. If he would have been firm about it, then this whole conversation would have been a moot point. But when you really think about it, he hasn't been firm about his commitment to Brooke since he gotten back with her, since he's been living back with her since Taylor. He hasn't been firm about it. This is why these conversations just keeps happening, and while Steffi feels the need to constantly, well, not even feel the need to, when she's constantly steamrolling over Ridge and what he's saying, it's because he's not firm enough to actually say something, mean it, and shut down the conversation. Woman's a grown ass woman, and she is still snitty trying to parent trap her children. And of course, I mean, on Parent Trap, her poor parents. And of course, she keeps trying to use the whole, oh, well, me and Finn, and, we didn't think that we had much time together. She keeps using what happened with her, with Finn, to fuel this conversation. Thomas is doing the same thing in the beginning, when he's talked about Taylor, and when they talked about Hope and everything, and, Taylor was like, well, you don't need her permission to sit there. Taylor, will you bring it down a couple of notches? I don't understand how this woman's supposed to be this psychiatrist, whatever, supposed to be intelligent, and can't grasp for the life of her that Thomas wants to sit there and keep the peace. Okay, he doesn't want to sit there and steamroll over her. He wants her feelings are valid, her opinions are valid, and he acknowledges that Hope is her mother. Hope is his mother. Okay. This is something that clearly just skips over Taylor and it skips over Steffi because he's a Forester. Every time. That's what comes out of those two idiots' mouths. And of course, after that, it goes right back into the whole Thomas that they're trying to force this whole union between Ridge and Taylor, and it is just a headache at this point. I know that some people are saying that Ridge should be with Taylor and whatever. Whatever. I'm not trying to knock people's opinions. It's just I honestly tell you the truth, I don't really care who he ends up with because in all reality, all three of them are trash. In some various ways. All three of them are trash. Now the last one I'm gonna sit there and talk about is the whole Liam and Hope situation. But Liam is not there pushing and pushing and pushing. We need to sit there and get Douglas back. We need to sit there and do this. We need to do that. Thomas is not there being out of control. Just that. We need to do this. We need to do that. Hope is like, I don't want to. I don't want to custody back. I don't want to sit there and start forcing stuff. Okay, I want to do what's best for Douglas. And Douglas wanted to sit there and spend time with his father. This is what I'm giving him. But, Liam is just like, no, we need to sit there and storm it and get in there and practically take him by force at this point. That's literally what he's, but that's not literally what he, but that's literally what he means. And so he's been doing this for the last past couple of days, and it's just getting annoying. It really is. Because when you look at this as a whole, each one of them are hypocrites in their own right. You know? Each one of them are hypocrites in their own right. Now, towards the end of this episode, you had you had Steffi and Thomas talking about trying to get their parents back together, just crapping all over Brooke. And Hope comes in there because one of the other things that Hope and Liam was talking about was the fact that pretty much her mother's marriage is under attack by Taylor and Steffi, and just how wrong it is, how she's just done sitting back and just watching it happen. So she goes to the Forresters, she goes to Forrester's creation, and she overhears both of them talking crap about Brooke. And she's like, yo, you know what? Listen, this whole conversation is going to start right now. Okay? This whole, disrespecting her is going to end today, pretty much. This whole, y'all trying to destroy my mother's marriage is not acceptable. Now, Hope says something along the lines of, well, when it's my family, I have a right to my opinion. I'm so sick and tired of people snitching saying, I have a right to my opinion. That is so annoying. That is so goddamn annoying. It really is. Just in general. And, her saying that she has a right to her opinion, it's like, no, her saying that she has a right to be this pushy, obnoxious little girl that I've been seeing since I started watching the show. Okay? All that is basically Smith is saying is that it's going to give me permission to act like the annoying, obnoxious woman that I've been acting like for years. Now Thomas is just like, I found that funny. I remember when Hope had the conversation with Steffi before, and Steffi was like, about this whole Forresters versus Logans. And Steffi was like, blame your mother for that. Okay. Like, what does that have to do between you and her? Well, they have their own separate issues, but my point is, like, if you're going to sit there and say, well, blame your mother for that, it's like they're saying, well, because of what she did, we got to keep this going. We got to keep that energy going, which is so stupid. It's so dumb. But what I've noticed about Steffi is that those factors don't go into that little brain of hers. I feel like that's pretty much about it. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. I can't really think of anything else. But if I forgot something, just let me know in the comment section.